So, the date, December the 23rd. Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. No. Wait up. We have a heavyweight bonanza, which includes Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua against OTTO Wallin. Well, I've got lots to say about this one. Should it come through, I think it could be very, very, very interesting. Stay there. I'll be right back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is BWTM Sports Gaming, and yes, we're talking heavyweight boxing. And the time is now 6 minutes past 9 here in Lagos, Nigeria. For those who don't know, now you know. It is probably, I think the clocks went back in the UK by an hour, so it's 6 minutes past 8 in the evening. Glad you could join me. Liam66, good evening. Hope that you are well. Good to see you in the house. So I thought you're gonna have to mind me here because I'm in the middle of having some water, Ever water. It's one of our most popular waters here in Nigeria, Lagos. Again, so tomorrow is the first Fury vs Usyk press conference. Okay, that's something to look forward to. So let's talk Usyk, Fury, Wilder, Joshua, Parker, Wallin. First of all, Wilder versus Parker. My thoughts. Let me just bring this up quickly. So I just acknowledge people in the room. Shout out to Taylor as well, my man Taylor. Now, Wilder versus Parker. All this time we've been hearing that Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua is going to happen. Let me tell you something now about this fight. If Deontay Wilder was really going to fight Anthony Joshua all the time, people were talking about it. Why does he never turn up at the end of a Joshua fight? So at the end of the Helenius fight, no Deontay Wilder. So why is it when he end up fighting, what's this guy's name? Jermaine Franklin, no Deontay Wilder. So I just think, in my personal opinion, they've just been using Deontay's name for clout. That's all. There's never any realistic possibility of Wilder versus Joshua at that time. And just take it from the words of Barry Hearn, who said when he was fishing, he didn't want Joshua anywhere near Wilder. And he said it came out of the horse's mouth, Barry Hearn. So he didn't want Wilder Joshua till 2023. I think that was either as Joshua became world champion or before he became world champion. So you got it right there. Regardless of what was said, hello, John Smith, good to see you in the house. Regardless of what was said, that always sticks in my mind. Anyway, and we know Deontay Wilder already, how he feels about Eddie Hearn and the slave contract. So based on that, and we know Eddie doesn't have the greatest relations with his overseas partners. So put that all together in the mix. And outspoken Deontay Wilder. And then, And then we've got Anthony Joshua against OTTO Wallin. So now, here's this for you. The last time I saw Deontay Wilder, he was fighting against, what's this guy's name? Robert Helenius, his former sparring partner. And his former sparring partner looked like it's somebody had just been dragged out of the crowd. He lost what Helenius looked like. He did not look like a guy who was his regular sparring partner. So, good evening. Weather events. Yeah. How we doing? Please tell us what Wilder does to Parker. See, a lot of people, let me show you something here. If Parker and Wallin win, it's the end of an era. Imagine Parker does Wilder and Wallin does Joshua. It is the end of an era. There is no Wilder versus Joshua fight. That fight is done. Do you realize that these fights here are potential banana skins? Particularly Joshua against Wallin, because you know Joshua has problems against Southpaw. Well, he just come off 2 defeats to a small Southpaw. Now he's going to fight Wallin, who'll be itching for a chance to beat Joshua unless Wallin's been given the money to take a dive. And if he's been given the money to take a dive and take a paycheck and say, you know what, if you lose this fight, we'll co-promote you in the future. Things like that happen in boxing. So let's look at it that way. So I think Wallin stands a great chance of beating Anthony Joshua. Let's put that on one side. As for Parker, the fight goes on in one of 2 ways. 2 ways. Parker gets knocked out, or Wilder gets knocked out. Now, everyone says, oh, Wilder's going to knock out Parker. What happens if Parker can slip inside that right hand, get inside? What happens then? What happens if Parker's able to back Deontay Wilder up and get inside? This is not a Deontay Wilder who's like 25, 26 years old. This is an aging Deontay Wilder. And yes, he knocked out Helenius, who just walked forward in a straight line with his chin up in the air and got nailed. And that knockout was bad. But if you run into Deontay Wilder, that's like you crossing the road without looking both ways, and then a truck runs you over. That Wilder knockout looks bad, right? But if you look at Wilder, the position Wilder's in when he lands the shots, don't look at the knockout. Look at the position Wilder's in. His chin himself is up in the air, and he's throwing that shot. If you've got somebody who can slip inside of Wilder and let his hands go, and Parker's hands are fast enough to get inside and work. And remember, Parker's been more active than Wilder. Wilder's been inactive. And that's the thing. At his age, Wilder needs to be active. So I felt they've been trying to freeze Wilder out of the picture. And then the year, hopefully Parker's the man to get rid of him. Remember I told you about Ngannou that they would use Joseph Parker as a way to find out where Ngannou was? Well, they're using Joseph Parker now to find out where Deontay Wilder is. Joseph Parker is that guy, that guy to see, right? Where is he now? We've seen Parker's level. Yeah, he got beat by Joyce. Okay. Came back and he beat Simon Keane. You know, you're trying to gauge where Parker is. What way to gauge where Wilder is by gauging it with Parker. And if Parker can step inside, because Deontay Wilder, as dangerous with that right hand as he is, he can be very sloppy defensively. Very sloppy. And I said, if Parker stands on the outside and tries to box Deontay like this, it's curtains. But if Parker can move his head and he can slip inside or shimmy inside, if he can shimmy inside and keep Deontay on the ropes, that's going to be a big problem for Deontay. Because Deontay Wilder is not the same guy that was unbeaten and knocking everybody out now. This is a guy who's been stopped twice and some damaging knockout defeats. So there's no way Deontay Wilder can be the same fighter. And we still don't know what Deontay Wilder's got left, because the last fight he had was against Helenius. And that was Helenius just came running out of Wilder. So for Parker, there's 2 things. We need to know if Parker is going to be scared of Deontay Wilder. Because if he's scared of Deontay Wilder, then there's no doubt he'll stand on the outside and try and be clever. But he's got Andy Lee in his corner. He's got a good trainer in his corner, Andy Lee. Andy Lee knows boxing. So they'll look to take that right hand away from Wilder as much as they can. Ultimately, when he gets it in the mouth, the plans can go out the window. But I really don't think I just don't see Wilder knocking Parker out in the first couple of rounds. I don't see it. I just think that if Parker can get inside, use double or triple jab, get inside. Parker's got to be busy in this fight, and he's got to jump on Deontay Wilder. And Wilder's fitness is not the greatest. Wilder's fitness is not the greatest. And Deontay Wilder, up to now, up to the third Tyson Fury fight, he still doesn't know what his best weight is. Don't get me wrong. Deontay Wilder is a devastating puncher. But there's a lot of holes in his game. And I've always said, Wilder's a puncher. He's a puncher. That's what he is. He's a puncher with some boxing ability. But there are people out there that are like, oh, well, Wilder can't box like Floyd Mayweather. Okay, so you get Floyd Mayweather. Oh, Floyd Mayweather, he's too boring. He runs around the ring. Okay, so you've got a knockout artist. One of the most deadly knockout artists in the current era. Oh, but you can't box. So some people don't know what they're talking about. Me, I've always seen Wilder for what he is. A puncher. A puncher. And he'll set traps with that punching power. And if he nails you with one shot, the fight can be over. So I don't even think Wilder. I think you've got to look at a few things here when it comes to Deontay Wilder. The sort of style he's got relies on speed and reflexes. Once they go, any given night you can go. Okay, boxing is like this. That's why guys like Foreman, James Toney, Bernard Hopkins, those are guys that didn't rely on speed and reflexes to base their career on. They based their career on good hand-eye coordination, great technical skills. That when the speed and reflexes have gone, they've still got technical reflexes. They've got good defense. They know how to throw a good jab. They're not relied on just speed and reflexes. With Deontay Wilder, a lot of stuff that's got himself out of trouble is pulling back from punches, and his chin is still up in the air. All that stuff is fine when you've got lightning fast reflexes. You're fast. But when you start slowing down and you've been in damaging fights, those fights he had with Fury, the second and particularly the third fight, where when Fury got inside, he was hitting him with the uppercut and bullying him like almost a 20-stone man on a 15-stone man, and he was beating up on Wilder. That sort of damage that Wilder was sustaining in that fight. Yeah, look, Wilder had his moments, but he couldn't keep up. He couldn't capitalize on the moments he had. Those are things I look at and concern me about Deontay Wilder. He's had one round in I don't know how long, and he's been in the gym training with Malik Scott. I'm still not convinced that Malik Scott is the best man for Deontay Wilder. He may be the best man for Deontay Wilder's sake, but technically, I don't know how good he is for Deontay Wilder, because when it mattered, when it came down to it, when he fought Tyson Fury in that third fight, Wilder started off right. He started off behind the jab, going to the body. That was nice. He couldn't keep with that, even to the point when he knocked Tyson Fury down. He was using the jab to blind Fury and then throwing that right hand straight for the middle, and Fury couldn't see it. Then Wilder stopped using the jab. That's when Malik Scott should have said to him, keep using the jab, because that was keeping him in the fight. So let's call things for what they are rather than how we'd like them to be. We all would like Deontay Wilder to be that wrecking machine before he met Tyson Fury. But is he still that same fighter? Is he still that same fighter? So I would be very concerned about Joseph Parker. I really would. I really would. I don't think, you see, I don't. If Wilder is coming forward, if Wilder's coming forward, that's fine. If Wilder's on the back foot and being pushed back with a good tactical game plan, and that game plan would come from Andy Lee, and I rate Andy Lee as a trainer. In fact, I rate Andy Lee higher than I rate Malik Scott. Honestly, I do rate Andy Lee very high. He's a guy that could put tactics together. I mean, he went straight out and tried to have a war with Joe Joyce, and that was madness. I think he can learn from those defeats and be a better fighter from it. That's my thought. That's my thoughts. We'll see if he destroys Parker. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think it's a dangerous fight. I do think it's a dangerous fight. Because everyone's that way, he'll destroy Parker. What happens if he can't nail Parker with that right hand? What happens if Parker is able to get inside and let those shots go? So I don't see where that's going there. I don't know. The way I think Parker still has a good fight in him, and I still think he's dangerous. I don't think Wilder wipes him out the way people are saying they wipe him out. Wilder pre-Tyson Fury, yes. That Deontay Wilder, sure. That Deontay Wilder, yes. But this Deontay Wilder now, this older version of Deontay Wilder that's been beat up by Tyson Fury and all sorts of stuff, we don't know what's left in him. And I'm not convincing Malik Scott, the trainer. So we'll see. He's been in the gym a long time. Is a long time off. Is that going to help him or is it going to hurt him? We shall see. It better not have hurt him. Let's put it this way. Let's see what people are saying. How does with a 5+ year of AJ vs Wilder talk, they both fight in the same card, not against each other. Yeah, well. Big up Ingram. Well, you get the Wilder versus Joshua tease afterwards, don't you? Wilder badly hurts Parker. You hope. You hope. Inside 3. Really? Okay. Eddie Hearn can't make any big fights for AJ. Got an old Vlad and that's it. Ingram looking fresh. Yeah. Had to do it. Have to do it. Tonight, by the way, just signed up. I'm on the YouTube Africa, because I was on YouTube before, UK, YouTube Africa. Just signed on to the course today. Graduation is in February. It's an 8-week course. You have to be selected for the course. Really excited about it. So, yeah, all good. The same man cannot controls AJ and Fury. The fight happens when he says so. Yep, sounds like it to me. Parker too slow right now with his added weight. Yeah, but yeah, they might bring the weight down for that fight. Might bring the weight down. Well, go on, Ingram. Yes, Alexander. How you doing? Ingram, please tell us what Wilder does to Parker. Don't know. Facts says, great call with Fury and Ngannou. No one else called it like you did. Well, I think Joseph Parker's the new, not the new measuring stick. That's what Joseph Parker is now. In every era, there's a measuring stick. There's that guy that they stick you in to see, how much has he got left? If he's got X amount left, then we know what we'll do with Wilder. They're trying to shut Wilder out of the game. You've got to understand, they don't want Wilder in boxing. You've got to understand that. So I'm watching who they're putting Wilder in the ring with. One of AJ's 258 companies had a previous name of MTK. AJ likely was made director and changed name. Oh dear. Wallin has a better chance of beating Joshua. Dangerous fight. Yeah, absolutely. As soon as the fight is in call, I thought, you know what, Wallin can beat Joshua on this night. I still remember that Bradley Pacquiao won prediction. Yeah. Remember why I predicted that fight? There'd be a rematch before the two even got in the ring. That was a scripted fight for sure. Liam, that was MTK real estate. Then became 258 investment. Some funny people in here. Parker is not doing Wilder, but I don't think Wallin has much of a chance either. Wallin hasn't looked good since the Fury fight, and without the cut, what happened. He couldn't get Fury out. Stars make fights. Fury has in him what AJ doesn't have. If there's a crisis in a Fury fight, Fury gets through it. If there's a crisis in an AJ fight, it's a real crisis, and particularly now. So yeah, I wouldn't even compare AJ with Fury because you're looking at two different guys. If there's a crisis, and Fury's been through a few crises, you get dropped by the biggest puncher in boxing, which is Wilder. Then he gets dropped by Ngannou and gets up. So he's gone through crises. He's been down a few times. The Cunningham fight. So AJ today, when there's a crisis, I don't think that if Wallin gets him into a moment of crisis, there'll be problems. And Wallin will let his hands go for sure. Parker got destroyed by slow Joe Joyce. Wilder will KO him, in my opinion. You can't look at things that way. You can't look at things that way. Sometimes a guy has to get flattened like that to understand you need to follow strategy. You need to follow strategy. You thought you could just go in there and go toe-to-toe and bomb with Joe Joyce. And what happened? He came off second best. But the attributes that Joe Joyce has, I don't believe that Wilder has. Yeah, Wilder's got one punch power, but has Wilder got the sort of durability that Joe Joyce has? Is Wilder going to soak up them big shots the way Joe Joyce did? I'm not so sure. What Joe Joyce has is a tough chin, tough head, very durable, very big, very strong, a physical presence. Wilder is not that physical presence. He's got that right hand, yes, but you've seen physically how he can be maneuvered around the ring by a guy that's heavier than him. You've seen how Tyson Fury walked him back. So when you're talking about Parker being heavy, if Parker can walk Wilder back, that's half the challenge there. Walk Wilder back, take away that punchy power because he hasn't got that long extension to let that right hand go. That's where Wilder's power comes. When he brings that hand back like a bow and arrow and goes, that's where and you're at the end of that right hand, that's where you're in trouble. Or you're stupid like Helenius and just running to a punch. Wallin just beat Gassiev. AJ in big trouble, Jim. Here, Jim. This is reckless boxing. This is reckless boxing from Wilder. Reckless boxing. Wilder's going to murk Parker. No, I don't see it, bro. I don't see this murking. I don't see it. I don't see it. There's a level. And he's more than a level than Helenius. Guys are not giving Parker credit. Even Joe Joyce didn't murk Parker. Joe Joyce had to take big shots. And I said to people, after that fight against Parker, Joe Joyce was not the same fighter. No, he's the same fighter. He's going to go out there and he's going to destroy Zhilei Zhang. What happened? How did that one work out? AJ waiting for Wilder to hit 41, which is Matchroom's magic age Povetkin. Pulev and Helenius were all 41 when they fought him, and his last 3 knockouts. Well, there you go. There you go. You lost weight, by the way, Ingram. You've been doing gym, mate. I need your training regime. LOL. I don't know if I lost weight. I don't know if I lost weight. It's the haircut. It's the haircut. Trust me. I've just cut the hair lower. Good evening, Shook One. Good evening. It's great to see you too. It's great to be back on the show. Great to be doing shows like this. Really appreciate it. It's good to be doing this. I've missed it. Can't really see Eddie letting AJ fight Wallin just over a month out. They are money makers, not matchmakers. I've told you. It's not match room. It's money room. Yeah, they mismatch. They don't know how to matchmake. They don't know how to, they're accountants. They know how to make money, but they don't know how to match their fighters. Understand this. That's why I host their fighters are getting beat up. AJ isn't the same fighter that moves like he did against AJ. Yes. Which means he's going to load up and let them shots go. By the way, I got to say that I interviewed Joseph Parker. I sat I sat next to Joseph Parker on a couch, yeah, and I said to Joseph Parker, and he was saying to me, I said, you know what, Hughie Fury beat you, right? I said, Hughie Fury will probably beat you. And then I did the interview afterwards. I said, listen, the only belt you won was the belt around my waist. Hughie Fury beat you that night. And understand Joseph Parker. Before, when he fought Dillian Whyte and he lost to Dillian Whyte, and I told everyone he'd lose to Dillian Whyte, he was comfortable. Not comfortable anymore. So he's got a lot to prove. So I don't think Parker's going to get wiped out. I really don't. I don't. Parker is the measuring stick for fighters right now. Thank you very much, King. I appreciate that. That's what I've been saying. It's possible Parker could win against Wilder by getting inside the long reach and smothering Wilder up close. That could equal win, staying up close. That's what I said. Get past the jab, get past the right hand, get inside and do work. I don't rate Malik Scott as a trainer. I've said it. I don't. Weather events. Maybe Hearn will think that Wallin is a pushover through overrating Joshua. Yeah. Well, you know how it is. He thinks Ngannou would get knocked up by Joshua in a couple of rounds. So there you go. He knows nothing about boxing. Wilder KOs Joseph Parker, 2 rounds. Back Parker up to ropes. Good night, BWTM Sports. I don't think Parker's as crude as that. And if he does get knocked out like that, he should retire. I can't see a KO from Parker's side. Rather see him eking out a victory, but there's some moments in that fight. Yeah, I actually see him KOing him. I do. I just don't think Wilder has been active enough. And a guy like Wilder needs activity. He needs activity. He needs to get that jab in position. He needs to get that right hand in position. So that's all timing. You can only do so much in the gym. Where Parker's been active. He fought Keane just not too long ago. So he's active. He's sharp. He's sharp. Parker's sharp. You can't just roll it like Tyson Fury. He's been out the ring a year. Ngannou had been out the ring 2 years. So, but I think Wilder needs speed and athleticism, which you also needs timing. If Wilder been fighting regularly, I say, yeah, Wilder by KO. But Wilder's not been fighting regular. He's not been fighting regular. So, the thing about Wilder's last fight was the Helenius fight. So, and I don't know why everyone thinks Helenius is a superstar, because he's not. He's not. So, Parker get inside. He gets wet. Wilder's still bogeyman. Based on what? His fight against Helenius. Remember, his fight against Helenius. What was the fight before the Helenius fight? Got chinned by Fury. Right? And then before that, did he fight Luis Ortiz in between that fight? And then the fight before that, he got chinned by Fury. And then the fight before that, he had a close fight against Fury. So he's not the same Deontay Wilder. You guys are still thinking about Wilder back in the day before he fought Fury. Exactly. People don't know what they want. Parker's had way too many bum fights recently and he hasn't looked great. Slipping inside before throwing combos might be something he can't do anymore. Let's hope that's the case for you Wilder fans. I like Wilder. I like Wilder. I like Joshua. I like Wallin. I like Parker. I'm not one of these guys who's going to say, oh, I love Deontay Wilder. That's why Parker's not winning this fight. No. I'm telling you about age, activity, or lack of activity, and what an active fighter will do and what a non-active fighter will do. And I see Deontay Wilder as a non-active fighter and a guy at his age that needs to be active fighting regularly. And then you fighting a guy who's been fighting regularly. Can't compare the two. I think that is going to be a problem in this fight. Especially if Wilder can't find with that right hand. AJ versus Otto Wallin isn't as easy as some think. Wallin as a dog, he did his utmost against Fury, and he has a lion's heart. Great test for AJ's grit. Either AJ comes alive or dies. That sounds pretty grim. Let me say in the way it's written. AJ versus OTTO Wallin isn't as easy as some think. Wallin is a dog, and he did his utmost against Fury, and he has a lion's heart. Great test of AJ's grit. Either AJ comes alive or dies. AJ on his empties on training now with Ben. Why did he leave Derek James? This guy is not real, man. This guy's a joke. Serious. Wallin can take AJ's score, beat him up, BWTM Sports. Oh yeah. Hello. I honestly don't see AJ fighting this year. I'll be shocked if we do see. And Tony in retirement said he often neglected his training in camp. Whoa, imagine how much greater Tony would have been if he really applied himself. AJ on his umpteenth training. Yeah, I know. Him with Ben Davidson. You know, the guy's got no loyalty whatsoever. Wilder got excellent jab. It's world-class jab. Parker cook Joyce clean up. Yeah. You should know as a former boxer yourself, Mike. The jab is important, but if it's not stiff, if you've not been fighting regularly, you can't find the target. It's hard to find target because your timing is not as sharp as it normally is. You're a little off. All you need to be is a little off. And that jab that you normally hit the guy with cleanly to set up your right hand, it's not quite there. So you're throwing your right hand, you're not quite catching the guy. The right hand's going over the top of the guy's head. The guy's sliding off your right hand. It's not the same. You're getting caught off balance. Wilder has to be sharp. Farker too sluggish and cumbersome, maybe. Wilder cracks Parker early coming in, maybe not. Once Wilder lands, Parker won't get up. Really? I don't know about all that. I can't agree with all that. I'm sorry. Wilder real did he destroyed Parker? I don't know. I'm not seeing that destroyed. I'm told you back in the day, yes, but not this Deontay Wilder. When your ego's been bruised the way it has been with Parker or with Wilder, you're no longer indestructible. You're no longer that guy that can say, till this day, you can't say that no more. You can't talk the same way no more. You can talk that stuff, but you've been knocked out 2-3 times. It's not the same anymore. And that was half of Wilder's strength, the way he was able to intimidate you outside the ring. Parker can look at tapes and see Wilder get rocked, can see him get hurt, can see him get backed up, can see him get bullied, can see him get beat up, and can see him get knocked out by his teammate, Tyson Fury. Guys don't get this, do you? I think Malik Scott, overrated trainer, but Wilder too strong for Parker. I don't think he's going to do strength. Look at the connection. Look who's beaten Wilder up, legally or illegally. So I'm appealing to both fans here, yeah? Look who his teammate is. Joseph Parker. A guy who knows Deontay Wilder inside out. He knows where Wilder is strong. He knows where Wilder is weak. Come on. He's a big guy, Parker. He's not a small dude. But that's how Parker fights now. Wilder will make Parker's head go viral within 4 rounds. But Parker lost to a methodical Joe Joyce. Yes, bro. We've known that. Yeah, so Wilder lost to Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury just got beat by Francis Ngannou, who's only had one fight in the world in the boxing, who was meant to be a bum. What are you talking about? Fury got dropped by Cunningham, and it doesn't work like that in boxing. I'm surprised you're talking like that. AJ and Wilder and AJ can't fight off the back foot. That's my point. Back these guys up. It's another fight. Who's the last decent guy Parker even hurt? Well, if you're going to say Joe Joyce, you can't say Joe Joyce. I don't know. Can't be the last decent guy. I can't tell you that. I don't think that's the case, really, because Wilder's not got exactly. I won't call him exactly Mr. Bank your house on the fact that if he takes a big punch, he'll come for it, because now I don't believe that. Sorry. And for me, I'll put exactly how I feel about Deontay Wilder now. At any given moment, in any fight now, Wilder can get knocked out. It's like that now for me, because he's one of them guys who I see is very vulnerable. That's my thoughts. Very vulnerable. At his age and his lack of activity. I've seen it happen time and time again with fighters we look at and we go, oh, it's a great fighter, blah, 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 blah. Remember David Haye? When we look at David Haye and David was going to fight Bellew, and it was like, Bellew? Well, Haye's going to punch him up. And what happened? All the injuries that Haye had, we looked great on the scales until he got in the ring that night and we saw the truth about Haye. So guys like that have been out of the ring a while, and they're at that age, and they've been knocked out in the last 2 to 3 fights. They've been knocked out, and bad knockout defeats. I get concerned about. Once you get knocked out the way Deontay Wilder's been knocked out, he didn't get hit with one shot and fell over now. He got systematically beat up. I mean, he hit with the uppercut and he fell over. He got hit with a big right hand and he fell over. He was pushed against the rope, back up against the ropes and punched up. Yes, Wilder had his moments, but he was getting beat up in there. Systematically beat up. It's not like Wilder got hit with a shot, bam, got knocked out like Lennox Lewis against Rackman, or when he got knocked up on the court, it's one shot, bang, and that's it. Getting knocked one punch knockout is fine. You recover from that. It's not the same as being systematically beat up from the outside, beat up from the inside by a man that's physically bigger and stronger than yourself. Yeah, and getting beat up when you're exhausted. That's what you've got to understand. It's Wilder even doing the running anymore. We don't know, but I'm counting him out. We don't know, but I'm not counting him out. He's a dog. Yeah, he sure is. Parker crumbled against Dillian Whyte. No, the Dillian Whyte fight was different. The vibes of the Dillian Whyte fight was, I'm secured. I've got my money in boxing. I'm cool. That's the vibe that Parker was giving off when he fought Dillian Whyte. His heart was not in boxing. And I think he still was with that clown trainer as well. So, Joe Joyce. Okay, let's move on from that. The press is tomorrow. Anthony Joshua, OTTO, Wallin, Deontay Wilder and Parker, and the big baby and Danal. Okay. Wow. Andre, thank you for that. Appreciate that. Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder are going to meet face off. Wow. They're going to meet face to face. Nice. Parker get level up, like spirit level, by Wilder, AJ need Andy Ruiz trilogy. And there's another thing. AJ going into that fight against Wallin, there's going to be pressure on him in that fight. Wasn't so tough against Big Bag Jelly Zhang. Joyce got zapped. Yeah, but I told you he was going to get zapped. Anthony Joshua and Wilder are going to go sit face to face in gloves or off tomorrow morning. It starts. Really? How can they do gloves or off with Wilder and Joshua? That don't make no sense. The two guys are not even going to fight. Wilder got chin, heart, look, Fury, third fight. Wilder. Yes. Very few fighters after a fight like that are the same fighter again. Wilder last fight, back foot, Parker getting it. Joyce can't punch like Wilder. He doesn't need to. Joshua beat OTTO Wallin in the 6th round. Really? Is this a fixed fight? People go to Matchroom for a paycheck, not the right promoter to build a crap. I've said it many times. If you want show, go to Eddie. If you want substance, go to Frank. Wilder only needs to land once. Yeah, he only needs to land once. Yeah, well, he landed once on Fury. What happened? He landed once on Ruiz, not Luis Ortiz. He landed once on Luis Ortiz. And Hugh Fury and Dylan White. Okay, let's move on here. Brute Machine season. That's hella funny. Anthony Joshua versus Hughie Fury in 2025. Yeah, I think we've got a troll in the house. Hi, Paul. How we doing? Hellenius win over Karanaki. Good. Karanaki was good contender. No, it wasn't. Karanaki was terrible. Karanaki, as I used to say before, used to fight with his face. He used to stop shots like a goalkeeper. He was useless. Are you still in touch with Russell Hartley, Ingram? Not really, because I don't even live in England anymore. So no, not really. Let's see what we got here. Did AJ leave Derek James? As from what I understand, yeah. But yeah, there you go. I'm not surprised. He's still with Derek James. Fake news. He just stays busy in Ben Davies' gym when he's in the UK. Thank you very much for that. Let's move on. Parker ain't showed me nothing since he left Kevin Barry. Yeah. I don't think that. I think Andy Lee and Joseph Parker are a good matchup. I'm not sure if Joseph Parker, Tyson Fury, Joseph Parker and Andy Lee are a good setup, though, if you get what I mean. I don't know if that kind of makes sense. Because as much as Tyson Fury is the heavyweight champion of the world, any bad habits the champ has got, you pick them up as well. As much as you pick up some good things, you pick up some real bad things as well. So you're in champ's camp, you feel like you're a champion as well. But, things the champ can do, you can't do. I don't think Parker has the mentality to stick it on Wilder and get on the inside. I think he will try to outbox him with hand speed footwork and walk into a shit. That's a possibility. Could see that. Wilder is a glass cannon for sure. If Fury can spark him and consistently hurt him, that's what I'm saying. And I'm talking about inactivity, age, injuries, and is his heart still in boxing? I don't know. Parker stopping Wilder, I'd be very, very, very surprised. But hey, you were very surprised that Ngannou did what he did against Fury, right? And I said that if he went to the judges, there's no way that Ngannou would win that fight. I don't know why you would be very, very surprised. Wilder may be injured. He may be. Yeah, Tyson did lose to, I felt that he lost to Jim McDermott. McDermott, let's put it McDermott. I don't buy him only fighting one round due to not getting a fight. Maybe carrying an injury. Possibly. He was meant to be doing some MMA as well, from what I understand, training, according to Ghana. We've now been able to see how Shot One Fury is for the trilogy. Now we'll wait to see how Shot One Wilder might be from the grueling trilogy. That's my point. Let's see what you've got against somebody who may push you. Me, if I'm Parker's team, I say, look, listen. We know he's got that right hand. We know he's got the right hand, but we know he cannot fight up the back foot. We know that if you're heavy and you get in close, let that uppercut go. Get inside, work that body. We know Wilder don't like to run. Let's test that stamina. Or let's stay away from Wilder for a few rounds. Let him come at us. Let's move this way. Let's be moving like a TikTok. Let's move this way and this way. Let's not move this way and this way with Wilder. Let's move this way and this way. TikTok. This way and this way to Wilder. This way and this way. Let him this way and step around Wilder. Let's see if we can do that. Let's give Wilder plenty of movement. Parker has looked worse since leaving Kevin Barry. Has he? I don't know. Michael Thomas, big fan of yours, by the way. Michael Thomas's family. Just want to let you all know, by the way. It'd be great to see your reaction at the presser tomorrow. Wilder's officially landed in London. Good to see. Wilder, AJ not doing the gloves off. Of course they're not doing the damn gloves off. Somebody's just trying to be funny in the room. I'm not that dumb. Imagine AJ's mind if Wilder KOs Parker before AJ fights. Well, that's the thing. But you know what? AJ, let's do an AJ press conference. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to London. AJ's in the best shape of his life, coming off his fight against Helenius, that brilliant, sensational knockout against Helenius. AJ, how are you feeling? This is AJ. This is AJ. The headphones on with AJ, with the headphones on. I guaranteed, I bet my life on it. Tomorrow, AJ will be like this. Welcome to London. And we've got Anthony Joshua here. He's hungry for the belts. This is Joshua. And then Joshua will talk. You know what I mean? It's good to be back in London, you know, and my team's got a plan, and we're hungry for it. We're in it for the money, in it, you know. You know how it's gonna go. You know how it's gonna go. Every AJ press conference is the same. But you know how AJ wild out. I don't know if Deontay Wilder is sat either next to him or somewhere along the top table. And the Wilder, Wilder opens his mouth. Oh, I'd have to open his mouth and I'm here. That's why I say, well, I'm here. It's nice to see you face to face. And he's looking at Joshua. I want to see how Joshua responds to that. Because if Joshua's been in a room for 4 days in darkness, he maybe has facing his fears. And his fears are Deontay Wilder. I thought I'd just hook that in as well. Because imagine them asking Joshua, why were you in the room for 4 days? I saw something on YouTube, and some of the baddest men in the world, they go in the dark room for 4 days and they find solitude in themselves. And I'm just looking to get myself hungry, I just want to find that hunger back and face my demons in the dark, you know what I mean? And I'm facing my demons, so I'm ready to face any man in the world, including Deontay Wilder, that sort of stuff. There's nothing that surprised me anymore with an AJ press conference. The only thing that would surprise me is Deontay Wilder's in the room. Now that, with Deontay Wilder start saying to him, I've been wanting for years, man. I can't wait. and Joshua, you know how a presser would go. Wilder trained the whole year for that Fury 3 fight just to get battered. He put everything into that fight and lost. Well, yep. And he wasn't even in proper shape. Crawford stripped by the ABF for Boots Ennis. Yep, Boots Ennis used to be on this channel. How do I feel? That's just politics. That's all that is. That's politics. So Crawford can't walk around being undisputed. And in a way he can call himself undisputed is to fight Boots Ennis. It seems AJ and Wilder aren't interested in fighting unless the Saudis offer big money. It's pathetic. Integrity of sport is done, and the all now aging and will fight when the public's lost interest. Possibly. Boots, another email champion like Haney. Where's brother Errol Spence? Recovering. Email champs out here claiming PFP. Okay. Got that message already. Ring rust is real. Even the great Ingram, the Ing Jones, if he made a comeback, I'd be biting my nails. I'd still be a thing of beauty to see the champ back. Listen, Misfits is out there, but don't even try it. Ingram, may I ask why no shit interviews in the past 8 months? It's nothing personal. If you look at what I've been doing on my other channel, it's just been time. And when you've got things are going to change again. I've just started the YouTube channel. I just did the starting the YouTube course now. I graduate in February. I now have a team of 7, 8 people now who are ready, who are training as well, who are ready to take over the reins behind the scenes. So they can run the channel and then set up the interview. So I don't have to be calling people and saying, "Oh, bro, are you ready for this interview? Are you?" And you're chasing people up all the time. You're chasing people. And the thing is, a lot of these people don't disrespect them. They get on with their lives and they kind of forget. So you just got to keep chasing them up. But you know, if I start these interviews, I'll pack out all the interviews and get a whole new interviews. And what I might do is I might just go on a new run and get a whole set of new fighters. You know, I went on that run before. Wilder, Usyk, Crawford, Thurman, Ennis. Who else did I have? Usyk, Bivol. Who else? So I had a list of fighters that I went through that I thought these guys are going to be top gun. Going to go with these guys. So he either went to become world champion, undisputed champion, or unified champion. So I think I might go on that run again to make it interesting for you all. You boys fell out? No, I talked to Bashir a few days ago. No, why is it because you don't talk to people? It's like they fell out. That's Uncle Bashir. But you know that if Uncle Bashir comes back on his channel, it's going to be fire. Could be lots of fire. So much to talk about. If Josie Parker is still able to get inside the wheelhouse, he's too close for Wilder to extend and too far for Wilder to lunge to extension. He's won. That's what Fury figured out in round 12. That's what I'm saying. Wilder can only fight one way. Much like Mike Tyson. Can only fight one way. Okay, like Holyfield can box, he can bang. But Holyfield can box from the outside, use jab, step in, bam, 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 and then be away. And the Holyfield can stay close, get inside, uppercut. Wilder can't do them kind of things. Joshua, I don't think, can do those things either. You know? AJ looked like he was high as if at the White rematch presser. Probably. I hope Wilder KOs. Oh, there we go. Let's move on. Need an Ingram Ultratech crossover. Yeah, I need to connect. Listen, I've been very, very poor recently. I have to. Honestly. But we're coming to Christmas time now, so we can get the boys back. Let's get the boys back. AJ looks like he needs a premier. He's a premier cut of CBD. He got so funny. I feel like Joshua has confused himself whether to be himself or whether to be media trained. I don't even know. He knows who he is anymore. That's what happens. But I never understand what this means when he's at a press conference. It's like he's in the zone. Like, I don't know. I heard on the undercard, Eddie said, oh dear. Let's go down and see if there's anything here that's really interesting to go. Did I see the BBC interview? No, I didn't, but I heard there was some cringy moments and I will go back and look at it. Interested to see Big Pharmacy Miller and AJ meeting again. I would love to see that fight. I would faster see that fight than AJ versus Wilder because of the history. Or Miller versus White. What? Where's Dillian White, by the way? Has anybody seen Dillian White? Or is he banned? I haven't seen the interview. Oh my God. You guys, did you see the Joshua interview with Through? I think he's beyond help. The cringe on another level. Probably. Crawford wants to fight Canelo. Yeah, well, let's talk about it another day. I would like to see that Ingram. You got all the top fighters before, including Thurman. Shall we do it again? Shall we do a run again? I think we should do a run again. By the way, I don't rate Azim. I do not rate him at all. I don't think he's that good. That's my opinion. I think he's good. I think he's okay. But he's no world superstar. Forget that rubbish. He's not. Years ago, I suggested the Bashir and Peter Fury interview. Well, we got close. The closest we got to that was Bashir and Tunde Ajayi. Peter Fury don't want to know these days. Times have changed since he don't train Fury. Ingram knows more. No, it's not that at all. I said, listen, I don't want you all to assume anything. The fact of the matter is, blame me. I just haven't reached out. They haven't had time to reach out. Like my cricket now coaching. If you think about, there's 22 million people over a state is what I'm working with now. Do you understand? So, and then I've got an academy of almost 1,000 kids there. So when you look at that and what I'm having to deal with, and in the schools I work with, like public schools, you can't charge, or government schools, you can't charge the schools to coach the kids. You have to self-fund. So there's a lot of things going on here. Really a lot of things. I'm going to talk about it someday soon. He goes, you pay me rent because I'm the landlord. Yeah, well. Yeah, I know. James Tony versus Razor Ruddock. Yeah, I'm not even talking about it. People comparing Azim to Nassim Hamid are drunk. Azim is someone, some baby thing. Yeah, there's nothing like it. Caroline Dubois, that is something. That is something. And there's so many things there's so many things I'd love to share with you about boxing. And some of those things I'm going to have to, what's the word? I'd have to leak them to you in code at some point, because it'll be interesting for you guys to watch and you can see them unfold yourself. A lot of things I've been saying back in the day, I found out to be true. I mean, I've connected to so many people in boxing, and I still get every week in my Facebook page connects. Like I'm talking to Bashir on Facebook still. I'm talking to Stacey McKinley still on Facebook. There's a lot of guys on Facebook I talk to. So I'll bring them together soon. And yeah, I might just reach out to Peter just to see how life is with him. Chisora, do you want to kick off? Do you really want to kick off? Because I can. Right, let me end this show now, right? Thank you all for watching. As always, really appreciate it. Yeah, I think I've covered everything for now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section. Please also check out my other videos, my football videos. I've just started managing Manchester United. If you're a Manchester United supporter, check it out. Let me know what you think of the team. It's on FC24. Check that out. And yeah, one final thing, a question I want to ask you all, please leave in the comment section. Now, I have my ECSM, that's my company name for here in Nigeria, which is Exodus Coaching Sports Management. So you can read between the lines of where I'm going there. And I've got that channel that's predominantly with my cricket, but I'm thinking of merging my cricket and my boxing world together, and any other sports as well, football, because I'm also still a co-host on a national TV channel called TNT, which now has got a YouTube channel. So please do check out the YouTube channel, TNT TV 24, and that streams live on national television in Nigeria. And I'm on every Friday talking sports, talking boxing, talking cricket, talking football, basketball, Nigerian sports, international sports, world sports. Yeah, so I do that as well. I'm still doing that. So do check that out as well. Right. He goes, you've got the connects. We need those epic shows like back in there. I think we will have to bring a couple of those epic shows back. I think mid-late next year, Karen Dubois is knocking on Shield's door. She's developing and showing promise. Her brother has reached his ceiling. Yeah. Karen Dubois, world champion. One final thing I do want to say. In terms of Katie Taylor, two things. I think she should have retired already. And two, I don't like, she fights so regular, Katie Taylor. It's like every month, it seems like every month Katie Taylor's fighting. And I just think she's been to the well one time too many. So I think Katie Taylor should have retired a long time ago. I wouldn't want to see the other side of life after she's retired from boxing, because I don't like what I'm seeing of Katie Taylor at all. Like when I see her fight now, it concerns me because of her health. She's one, Derek Chisora is the other one. don't like seeing them fight. I don't. Just keeping it real with you. That's how I feel about Katie Taylor. That's how I feel about Derek Chisora. And it needs to come to a point where these boxing board of control says to these guys, like, your careers, the money you're making is not worth your health. Just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. The penalty could have been Katie Taylor retire after Serrano fight. Yeah, I think so. I agree, Ingram. I don't like seeing Katie Taylor fight anymore. To me, I just see her like a... I don't like it. I don't like it. It seriously concerns me. I want to say that I don't like seeing Katie Taylor fight anymore. She's the pin-up girl. She's done great for Ireland. She's been a world champion. She's been undisputed. She's been in some epic fights, but she needs to retire like now. She doesn't need to be fighting Chantel Cameron again. I hope she does beat Chantel Cameron, like properly, not hometown decision, Ireland. It's all set up for a fix. Unless Cameron knocks out Taylor, it's all in there for a fix. You know, homecoming, Katie Taylor in Ireland. Taylor does it again, becomes a world champion again. Cameron can always get rematch or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. You know how the fix could be in for that fight. So you know how they roll. Right. Again, don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments, share the video. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. I appreciate you all. Take care and have a great night.